I love a good book roundup, but today I wanted to do the booktube newbie tag since I've already done 2 videos and I feel like I've just talked about the books that I like or what I've read, but I haven't really talked about myself at all. I've just been kind of like, hey, hi, welcome, let's get into the books, which is fine, and then we'll get this over with, and then forever and ever it'll just be about books and everything I read, I promise. So why did you start this channel? I wanted a place to document my reading journey. I read about 100, listen to about 100 books a year, and I don't really have a place, I mean, aside from my journal, that I can really talk about all of the books I read, and which brings me to my next point. I want to get better about talking about the books that I like or dislike. It's not so much, well, it is so much that I want to understand why I like or dislike a book, but I think more so I want to be able to articulate that. And I've noticed in my first 2 videos, especially, well, I knew before, but then actually seeing it, most of the things that I say are like, it was a good time. And I want to be able to do a better job of expanding on that. Like, what does that mean? What was the vibe? Can you explain the vibe? So I think this channel should help me, or I should help myself by being able to want to talk to you about the books that I read. And it's also fun to see, to understand like more about yourself, like your likes, your own likes and dislikes, because most of the time I'm surprised by what I like and dislike. It's like I don't even know myself, and reading has definitely helped me see that I know nothing about myself. Okay, what are some of the unique things you bring to booktube? I have no idea. I mostly listen to audiobooks. I get through about 2 audiobooks a week versus physical books. I get through about 1 to 2 physical books a month. I'll be talking mostly about audiobooks here. Is that unique? I don't know. I don't really know that I'll differentiate from most readers, but I guess, you know, a year from now we'll see. So a year from now, Brenna, did I differentiate from booktube in some way? What are you most excited for this new channel? That I get to talk about books. I never get to talk about books in depth at all, so I think that's also part of the reason why I can't articulate why I like or dislike a book. So I think it's going to be really exciting to be able to do reading wrap-ups, to talk about my favorites in a genre. I like even being able to break them down in that way. I haven't done before, so that's really exciting. Also, I want to challenge myself on expanding the books, the type of books that I read. You know, when I first got into reading, like really reading, back in 2021, I picked pretty superficial books. I picked like lighthearted rom-coms, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was just I didn't really want to get into any hard-hitting books. I was pretty riddled with anxiety, so I thought any more duress and I wouldn't be able to take it. Last year I really tried pushing myself to getting into heavier topics, so this year we're doing the same thing. I want to expand. That'll be fun to watch, and I'm really excited for next year to be able to do my reading wrap-up. Why do you love reading? Doesn't everybody love reading? I feel like this is an obvious answer, is it not? I mean, I love learning. So what book or series got you into reading? The short answer is The Chronicles of Narnia. The long answer is that I have always been into reading, but you know, it's like when I was a kid, I loved the Thumbelina books. Was there more than one book? I don't know. Or maybe I just read the same book over and over again because I'm small. I'm only 5 feet tall. So when I was little, I just identified with Thumbelina Polly Pocket. I wanted to be Thumbelina when I was little. But as I got older, I read, you know, the Sweet Valley High books. And then when I got older, I went to school for journalism, and I was so pretentious. I would only read like nonfiction books. It was so annoying. And I decided that anything outside of nonfiction was like not to be taken seriously. You know, I think we all go through that phase, probably, maybe. I'm glad I got out of that phase. But when I was in my 30s, me and my coworker decided to read The Chronicles of Narnia. I don't remember why, but it was the first time that I read a fantasy series, and I was hooked, but I don't think I knew where to look for more fantasy, and it was because of her that I read that. So I didn't start reading fantasy actual, like, more fantasy until it's 5 years ago, because it was 2021, and I can see going through my Libby app exactly when it happened. And the first book was from the Nevermore series, Jessica Townsend. As soon in 2021, when I read that first book, I was hooked, and I read all of them. I think there was at the time 2 or 3, but it was after that moment that like something clicked, and I just like devoured young adult. I didn't know that I would like young adult. And I mean, this is what I'm saying when I say like I don't think I know myself, is that every time I get a new book, I'm like, you know, who's to say if I'll like this? I have no idea. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? 2 things. I think consistency, one, because my job gets real crazy, and I worry that I'll be like burnt out, especially in November. At the end of the year, the end of the season, I'm a photographer, so my job is seasonal. I worry that and come November, I'll be like, I can't do it, I'm too tired. But I don't know, I don't think so, because I'll still be reading. As burnt out as I was last year, I mean, I was crying by December, but as burnt out as I was still reading. So I'm hoping that won't be an issue. The other thing that I'm kind of concerned about is ideas for videos. As of right now, I have like a list of things, but I'm like, what if that stops? You know, it's something that it's a concern of mine. Where do you read? On this very couch, on the couch that I'm sitting on right now, but I'm usually on that end. I love reading on my couch. I don't read in bed because a girl will stay up till 3 a.m. reading, so I keep it here, and I have, if you can see it, my Kindle stand that I put it on, and then I lay there with my remote. I read. It's one of the best inventions of the 21st century. Also, I guess I listen to books in my car, and then the audiobooks. So driving, because I drive a lot for work, and then while I'm editing, sometimes I edit for like 3-4 hours. Oh my god, some days there's like full days of editing. So that's how I get through audiobooks so quickly, is like I'm just plopped down in one spot listening to audiobooks. And it's kind of fun because when I go back through pictures, I can remember what books I was reading when I was editing them. So that's a fun little perk. What kind of books do you like to read? I love fantasy, I love magic, I love a rom-com, I love Beth O'Leary books, The Flatshare. Oh, so good. I love Gothic books. I discovered that a few years ago. Mexican Gothic. I love atmospheric books. Really got into vampire books a few years ago, and that blew my mind. Then, let's see, oh, well, audiobooks. I love an audiobook. I mean, I think that's one of the things, like, if a book is more challenging to read, any kind of fantasy with like political stuff in it, and it's so much easier for me to read or listen to. I feel like I can like stay on top of what's happening better than if I'm reading it. I don't typically reach for too emotional books, although I desperately want to this year. I want to be able to read a heavier book and not have it ruin my anxiety for the week, but you know, we'll see. We'll see if that happens. What does your book collection look like? Almost non-existent. I don't buy books or collect them. I stopped doing that a while ago. I just hate packing them and moving and lifting them, and even if you have movers, you still have to pack all of these books into boxes, and I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I hate it so much that I don't want to collect books anymore. So I stopped. And also with having a Kindle and audiobooks and the Libby app, it doesn't really seem necessary anymore. Although last year I decided I wanted to start reading classics and annotate them. So I think I might buy classics. Last year I got War and Peace, and this year I'm doing a year of War and Peace. So hopefully next year I'll be able to talk about War and Peace a little more. I can't really talk about it right now because there's like 10 million characters and I have to read it like so slowly. So I'm glad it's only a chapter a day. I think, yeah, classics will be the only thing. Thrifted classics or used books will be the only way I purchase books. But yeah, I don't really have, I have like probably 15 books that I haven't read. Maybe I haven't counted them. I don't really look at that bookshelf anymore. But because I don't like physical books. and it's because the dark mode, you can read with like low lights. I can put it in my stand and have my remote. It's a convenience thing. I'm not saying I don't like physical books. I'm saying because of the convenience, you can rent them from the library, you can put it in a stand. I don't have to hold it up. Like, how many times have we fallen asleep with it hitting our faces? Like, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying I don't like physical books, but maybe because I read so much, it's like I'm over the making book reading so precious. So I don't buy them. I don't read them in a physical way. I just kind of like, it's more important to me to understand the story than like having the physical book or the medium. The medium is not as important to me as the actual story. Okay, I think that is all. Yeah, that's all of the questions. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to start this channel. I'm really excited to get to talk about books, and hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be so much better than I am now, and it won't be just a bunch of me book reviews being like, that was awesome, or what a fun time, because I feel like that's all I've done. It would be nice to be able to, yeah, really expand on that. Anyway, so thanks so much for being here. I don't know what the next video is going to be. Hopefully it's something worth watching. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.